Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, right? Today we're going to talk about the updated top 10 shooting guards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. But before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. As like the video, push the video to the recommended, and of course subscribe and put your noti game for our daily uploads. But without further ado, let's hop straight into the video, okay? So if you're new to this, understand I'm only going to be doing primary shooting guards, okay? So if you're a point guard or a small forward and have shooting guard as your secondary position, you will not be on this list, okay? So understand that. If you have a preference of what you want your shooting guard to play, point guard or whatever, like I know a lot of people love Eddie Jones as a point guard, I'm only going to grade him as a shooting guard. He was not on the top 10 point guard list, okay? You know what I mean? Same thing for T-Mac. Maybe you prefer T-Mac as a small forward, but he's only going to be on the shooting guard list. I'm only going primary shooting guards, okay? So anyway, without further ado, let's hop into the top 10. Let's go ahead and look at our number 10, which is a new addition from the Stratosphere collection. Is going to be Kyle Korver, okay? Now, Kyle Korver has one of the most elite jumpers on the game, but that's all he has. And a lot of people have really been gassing him as if he's like the second coming of 100 overall card that is just like Kobe Bryant, maybe, right? You know, like Kobe Bryant's a 98, but he's such a highly rated card. He's nowhere near as Kobe, right? His defense is going to be average at best, all right? If you look, come over here, he is able to hold every single badge. He even has a moving force on gold, right? But it's still not going to be up to par with the dark matters and of course with the actual animations that he holds. As you see, he only has normal leaner. Now again, his jumper is so lethal. That's what puts him in the top 10. And I can see, because if you have his jumper with like a Devin Booker or a Pro 2 type of leaner, Kobe Bryant leaner, it can get very lethal, right? It can be almost glitchy. So they made it normal, so it's a little bit slower going to his offhand. It's still quick going to his right, but at the end of the day, that what holds him back. And then this what really holds him back, his sigs. He has no ability to really try to create for himself at all, right? They don't have John Wall. He doesn't have a good moving cross. He just doesn't have anything that allows him to be a primary ball handler, scorer, or anything of that nature. So just keep that in mind. He's basically a catch and shoot or a glorified sharpshooter, okay? I'm not going to sit here and that's it. I'm just going to keep it a stat. He's a glorified sharpshooter. And that's about it, all right? So anywho, that is our number 10. At number 9, we're going with Nick Young, okay? And one thing that I like about Nick Young is that offensively, he's going to be really smooth, right? He's going to be smooth. Now, his defense is actually worse, okay? His defense is actually worse than Kyle Korver's, but at the end of the day, why I have him above him is that if you look at here at his animations, he has a good jumper. His jumper is not as good as Kyle Korver, but you see he has Kobe Bryant leaner. He has the ability to create just a little bit more, excuse me, than Kyle Korver, and he also has Steph Curry escape. It's not the greatest, but it's still good enough and it's better than what Korver has. So we're kind of splitting hairs here, but Nick Young is not just a spot up. He can create, he can dribble, and he can create some shots for you, and that's the reason why I have him at number 9. And again, like I said, man, a lot of this is just going to be splitting hairs, all right? But next we have at number 8 is going to be my man, where are you at? Austin Reeves. Now, Austin Reeves, a lot of people like to use him at the PG spot, and I know some of y'all get frustrated when I don't have you know, secondary positions at there. Like for instance, you know, like why isn't Austin Reeves on the top 10 PGs? Because he's a primary shooting guard. Now, what do I like about him? His defense is just a tad bit better than the previous two, okay? But when you look at the animations, he has Pro 2 leaner and he has a really good release. But in my personal opinion, the only reason why he's above Nick Young is because he can play the PG position. If for some reason Austin Reeves was secondary position was a small forward, I honestly would like Nick Young better, to keep it a stack. But since he has the ability to play PG, and PG is not as necessarily as stacked as it is when it comes to shooting guards, then okay, fine, then I'll go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt. But when you come down here and look at some things that really bother me is that he has Kyrie Irving step back. He doesn't have like a really good step back. I'll even take James Harden over Kyrie Irving step back, right? He doesn't have Penny Hardaway spin move, okay? You look at the escapes, Kobe Bryant escape is decent, but it's still not like Kemba Walker. Hell, I would take Jimmy Butler escape overcome Kobe Bryant, right? Like it's just certain things that I look for that I have. I love Devin Booker. I take Devin Booker. He got a good release with Pro 2. So again, not necessarily knocking him fully. This is not a bad card at all. So that's why he is at number 8. Okay. Now, my number 7 is my man Ricky Davis. Now, I don't know why people hating on Ricky Davis, man, but Ricky Davis is a really, really strong card. Really, really strong. As you can tell, his defense is better than the previous three, okay? His defense is going to be a lot better. You come over here and look at his animations. He has Kyrie Irving dribble style. That immediately puts him above the rest of them because he has so much ability to kick rate. But check this out. He has Steve Francis signature size up. That's the best signature size up in the game. He has Kemba Walker escape. He has Tim Hardaway combos move. He has pro cross, which can't necessarily remember which cross that is, but he has John Wall moving step back. That's the best in the game. Penny Hardaway spin. That's the best in the game, right? Really, really, really strong release. Now, some of y'all will be like, well, he only has normal leaner. That is true. It's not Kobe Bryant. It's not like the other leaners of the Pro 2, but everything else about Ricky Davis makes him an absolute demon as far as scoring. That's what I love about him. Okay, when we come over here to the attributes, again, like I said, you know, defensively is going to be way much better. He can hold every single badge here. He has a movable force on gold, right? Driving dunks will be insane. There's nothing that you can say bad about him. So that's the reason why I have him at number 7. Keep in mind, a lot of this is splitting hairs, but I will say there's a big gap between Davis and then everybody else we just named. There's a big gap. Davis has a big gap on Reeves, Young, and Corver, in my personal opinion. Okay, now, when it comes to number 6, this guy right here, Eddie Jones, is number 6, and I have him just a little bit ahead of again, Davis, just because he can run the PG spot. A 6'6" PG is nothing to frown upon. Like, that is actually really, really good. All right, so his defense is going to be top tier, right? You come over here, look at the tendencies: 87 pass interception, 91 on ball. So if you play off ball or you play like a mix of that, he is going to be able to get steals for you when you're not even on him, and he's going to get a lot of good passing lane steals. That's something to keep in mind. You look at the animations, he does have Pro 2 leaner. He has a really, really good jumper. And then, of course, he has Devin Booker dribble style. His SIGs are not necessarily going to be breathtaking like Ricky Davis, okay, but what gives him the edge, and like I said, is that he can run PG. He does have a moving step back of John Wall, and again, Steph Curry combo moves good. He has Kemba Walker escape, okay. I do not know what these pro ones are here. Obviously, they could be anything, but at the end of the day, I love Eddie Jones, and he's a free card, so that puts him at number 6, okay. Now, going to my top 5, man. My top 5. Number 5 is going to be Brandon Roy. I absolutely love Brandon Roy. I'm just going to keep it with you, stack with you, man. I ain't going to lie to you. His defense is top tier, okay? His shooting's top tier. You come over here, look at his animations. Animations, top tier. We all know how good Jarrett Culver lower base is. His SIGs, again, this is my personal opinion. His SIGs aren't necessarily the greatest, okay? But in my humble opinion, you're still able to create with them. But what separates him from everybody else, he has, in my humble opinion, the best leaner in the game, and that's Devin Booker. Devin Booker's leaner with him, and if you played against me or you watch any of my Uncut series, and it's funny, Brandon Roy comes off the bench, but he's my bucket getter, man. He's like, again, like how most people use with Devin Booker, but he's, you know, able to play better defense in my opinion. But he just absolutely is a bucket. Devin Booker leaner is just it's broke, man. It's cracked, man. Like, it's so good. It's so easy to time. So much separation. It's so fast for your off ball. Brandon Roy is right-handed. If you're running hard to the left, which is opposite of his hand, you still get so much separation. That's why I love this card so much. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on this, but Brandon Roy is an absolute dog. I love him a lot. I feel like, again, it gives him a slight edge over Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones can run PG, which is great, but Eddie Jones don't have Devin Booker leaner. Both of their defenses are really solid. Now, of course, Eddie Jones just has better defensive tendencies, but at the end of the day, I love my shooting guards to be able to score, and he can do it, okay? Now, speaking of scoring, my number 4 is Devin Booker. That's obvious, right? This card is crazy because they gave him defense now. So he has really, really solid defense. You come up here, look at his badges. He has a move enforcer on gold. He can hold everything that you will want from a defensive standpoint. He can get 99 perimeter defense. He can get the 96 steal. He can get 99 lateral quickness. You can get his strength to 91. You can get his interior defense up in the 90. So really solid there. You look at the tendencies, it's not going to be great. So you're going to have to understand, you're playing too much off ball at him, he's going to get cracked. You got to understand who you have that can play off ball and who you can't use to just play strictly off ball. You're going to have to go back and forth between off ball and on ball with him, the right stick grip, right? Come to the animations, a lot of Devin Booker, and that's not bad, right? But what sets him apart than anybody else is that he has an S-tier jumper. We all know how good Devin Booker is. His leaner is S-tier leaner, so an S-tier jumper, S-tier leaner. And again, Devin Booker dribble style is A tier. I say it's A tier, right? And I'll keep it like that, okay? I love the card. And of course, to top it off with a cherry on top, he can run point guard. So he can be right there in the mix with SGA. As far as some of the best PGs in the game, I really think that honestly, when it comes to like best PG, it's going to be right up there. You know, I did my last list, but outside the 100 overall cards, Devin Booker, Eddie Jones are really up there too. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But that's why he's at number 4. Okay, and then now number 3, and again, man, 2K is really riding a coattail, making sure that this guy's going to be great no matter what. And of course, that is going to be Galaxy Opal. Yes, it's a Galaxy Opal Kobe Bryant. This card is absolutely still insane, right? And it's a Galaxy Opal. I cannot, listen, a Dark Matter Kobe is going to be off the charts, but it's funny because the Pink Diamond lasts so long. This Galaxy Opal can play. Listen, if I would have had him, I'll be starting him, right? He'll be starting. Right now, my starting shooting guard is Scottie Pippen, but Dark Matter Scottie Pippen. But I would start Galaxy Opal Kobe Bryant over anybody really, because unless outside the 100 overalls, right? It's because the fact is that he does everything so well. The defense is going to be off the charts. Shooting's off the charts. You come up here and look at the tendencies. You see the yellow here? Yes. He is just not going to be somebody you can play off ball with. He can do really well with it. So that's also good. But then when you come over here and look at the animations, a lot of Kobe Bryant animations are not necessarily game changing, right? But check this out. They did give him Chris Paul moving step back. So he has moving step back. He has an S tier leaner and an S tier release. Like, what is it that you like? There's nothing not to like about the card. And even though it's a Galaxy Opal and there's a tons of Dark Matters, that it's still better than a lot of Dark Matters. Okay, in my humble opinion, this is still a top 3 shooting guard card. So if you have them, congrats. Listen, 2K don't listen, man. I don't get none of the good stuff, bro. I'm just gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. I never get, like, if you look at my top 5 cards outside of like SGA or like the Pro Pass stuff, like I don't be pulling the craziest cards no more, man. Like I pulled Kareem that one time and I ain't never seen nothing. Like I ain't got LeBron, I ain't got Kobe. Like let me listen. I'll go down and list of things. Y'all think like, oh, Unc, man, he get all the cards. Hell to the no, I don't get none of these cards, bro. I wish. They ain't giving it to me, man. But yeah, Kobe's number 3. Okay, so now, of course, the top 2 are going to be the 100 overall cards. And number 2 is Michael Jordan. What is it to say? I mean, everything about him is absolutely insane. It's pristine. He's 99s all the way across. If you have him, he's an absolute dog, and he can run point guard. Like, hello. So what really just makes it just like a little bit concerning is the fact, obviously, is that his jumper is not the quickest in the world. But yeah, let's keep it a stack. They gave him Pro 2 leaner now. They took away the MJ leaner, so now he has Pro 2 leaner. He has Kyrie Irving dribble style. He has all the SIGs. I mean, absolute dog. Now, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Absolute dog. We don't have to be long-winded with it. He is number 2. And of course, number 1, the best shooting guard in the game right now is going to be T-Mac. Why is T-Mac? Because he has a better release than MJ, right? That's just keeping the stack. The only reason why he's better, he has better release than MJ. They gave him Kobe leaner too, which is crazy. He got Kobe leaner. Same thing here. He has Kyrie Irving dribble style, Steve Francis, Kemba Walker. We're splitting hairs, but I feel like his release is better than MJ's, and that's the reason why he is number 1. Okay, so there you have it, my nephews and nieces. These are my top 10 shooting guard cards right now currently. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. And other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really soon on the Banger Man. You know, when I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.